If you are lonely when you're alone, you are in bad company. Commitment is an act, not a word. The best work is not what is most difficult for you, it is what you do best. Life begins on the other side of despair. No finite point has meaning without an infinite reference point. I am no longer sure of anything. If I satiate my desires, I sin, but I deliver myself from them. If I refuse to satisfy them, they infect the whole soul. It disturbs me no more to find men base, unjust, or selfish than to see apes mischievous, wolves savage, or the vulture ravenous. We do not judge the people we love. It is only in our decisions that we are important. Evil is the product of the ability of humans to make abstract that which is concrete. I do not believe in God. His existence has been disproved by science. But in the concentration camp, I learned to believe in men. I have no need for good souls. An accomplice is what I wanted. If I became a philosopher, if I have so keenly sought this fame for which I'm still waiting, it's all been to seduce women, basically. For an occurrence to become an adventure, it is necessary and sufficient for one to recount it. Total war is no longer war waged by all members of one national community against all those of another. It is total, because it may well involve the whole world. Who can exhaust a man? Who knows a man's resources? Every existing thing is born without reason, prolongs itself out of weakness, and dies by chance. Only the guy who isn't rowing has time to rock the boat. Man is condemned to be free, because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. Like all dreamers, I mistook disenchantment for truth. 3 o'clock is always too late or too early for anything you want to do. All human actions are equivalent, and all are unprincipled, doomed to failure. Everything has been figured out, except how to live. When rich people fight wars with one another, poor people are the ones to die. We do not know what we want, and yet we are responsible for what we are. That is the fact. All that I know about my life, it seems, I have learned in books. That God does not exist, I cannot deny. That my whole being cries out for God, I cannot forget. What do I care about Jupiter? Justice is a human issue, and I do not need a God to teach it to me. My thought is me. That is why I cannot stop thinking. I exist because I think I cannot keep from thinking. Neither sex, without some fertilization of the complementary characters of the other, is capable of the highest reaches of human endeavor. I am not virtuous. Our sons will be if we shed enough blood to give them the right to be. I say a murder is abstract. You pull the trigger, and after that you do not understand anything that happens. The poor don't know that their function in life is to exercise our generosity. One is still what one is going to cease to be, and already what one is going to become. One lives one's death, one dies one's life. I hate victims who respect their executioners. Freedom is what you do with what's been done to you. Fascism is not defined by the number of its victims, but by the way it kills them. If a victory is told in detail, one can no longer distinguish it from a defeat. There is only one day left, always starting over. It is given to us at dawn and taken away from us at dusk. Life has no meaning the moment you lose the illusion of being eternal. We must act out passion before we can feel it. Man is fully responsible for his nature and his choices. Existence precedes and rules essence. She believed in nothing. Only her skepticism kept her from being an atheist. One always dies too soon or too late, and yet, life is there, finished. The line is drawn, and it must all be added up. You are nothing other than your life. One cannot become a saint when one works 16 hours a day. God is absence. God is the solitude of man. The existentialist says at once that man is anguish. Politics is a science. You can demonstrate that you are right and that others are wrong. Words are more treacherous and powerful than we think. Acting is a question of absorbing other people's personalities and adding some of your own experience. As far as men go, it is not what they are that interests me, but what they can become. I confuse things with their names. That is belief. Fear. If I have gained anything by damning myself, it is that I no longer have anything to fear. If literature isn't everything, it's not worth a single hour of someone's trouble. You must be afraid, my son. That is how one becomes an honest citizen. Better to have beasts that let themselves be killed than men who run away.